Hey all, Mangoes here. Hope you're having a good week. Today we're gonna talk a bit about transiting back to the office. Ha ha ha! I'm pretty sure everyone's going, no, thank you. But true, all right. We're all transiting back to the office, and it's something that we have to deal with. The home office has been like a place of refuge for many of us. So the question comes down to how do we make our trips to the office effective for us, right? I mean, you want to go there and you want to make the best of it. You don't want to you could get nothing out of that, right? So how do we use that, right? So here are some tips. Hopefully you find it useful. Now, before those tips, the most important thing to remember about the office is that it is not just a place of work, place of work. It is a place of collaboration as well. Many different people doing individual pieces of work that have to work together to get to the company goals. With that in mind, then you have to ask yourself, how do I carry myself at work? So the first thing to think about is really how approachable you are at work in the first place. Do people like to approach you? Do people feel comfortable with you? Do people feel intimidated by you? Those things are just things that you want to avoid in general. You want to be an approachable person so that people will be willing to talk to you, and share insights with you. That's one. So how do we get to a point where we're approachable? Well, let's start with a simple one, right? Your dressing, right? A lot of people like to dress to impress. Try not to. Honestly, it's always important to dress to be approachable instead. All right, when you dress to be approachable, people approach you. All right, so think about how you dress. Are you overdressing a little bit, right, in a sense, or are you underdressing? Because that makes the wrong statement as well. Things like that really matter. So for an example, if you're in an office where everyone wears sportswear and sports shoes, perhaps it might be a good idea to just take a little bit of that into your dressing as well, because that makes you a little bit more approachable. Right. Now that's an example. The second thing to be mindful of is recognize the presence of others. A lot of the time when we are working, we totally block off everything. And at work, that sometimes comes across as unfriendly. So one of the things that you can absolutely do when someone walks past your desk and you can feel their presence, look up, hopefully look back, smile. If they acknowledge both your eyes connect, just smile, in a sense, because that makes you approachable. The same thing can be said if you are in the lift and someone else, someone walks in with you that you don't really know him very well, but you do know him, kind of just introduce yourself and say hi and how's your day. That makes you approachable. So just be mindful of some of this, because these things are things that we should do to become more approachable and kind in our office environment. The third thing I think that is super, super important is really small talk. So small talk is one of those things that, haven't done that in a while in office, right? So, go beyond the how are you, and add one more thing, which is praise. Praise the person for maybe what he's wearing, for what he's done, maybe certain achievements that he's made. Those are great conversation starters, right? That really help people kind of get comfortable with you and realize that you're interested in what they're doing and how they act. Those things help build approachability with you, and that is massive. All right, sometimes when you are building a connection. Okay, so some of you will say, I still need to work, after all this, I need my alone time. Well, just go to a room if you need your alone time. That's one. Or better yet, put a little approachable sign on your chair saying that not right now, but if you really need to, all right, leave a message on my messenger, right? So those are some of the tips that I would recommend to be approachable in the office. The first is really, think about your clothing, a little hints of, approachability in your clothing choices would be really great. The second thing is like recognize the presence of others around you, like just when you make eye contact, don't just stare. Smile. All right. The third, right, is just when you're doing small talk, praise people a little bit more, especially when at the beginning of the conversation, because it really helps, right? Build good openings and makes the person feel comfortable. All right. And the fourth, definitely, if you really need space, absolutely, right, put a sign on your chair and say come back later if you need to. Okay, but something funny, something approachable, and I hope you guys get the best out of your office. See you. Bye.